All right, three, two, one, clap. It's the best I can.
I clapped.
I don't have a hands free right now. My setup is beyond scuffed. But episode 3 of the Sellout Cast. This is my good friend that I barely know.
Hey
What do you want
guys.
me to call you on the cast?
Hey, you can call me Riley. My name's Riley. I go by a lot of names. Probably know me as MinMade on Instagram. Fucking Riley.ra. Yeah, I got a bunch of different names. Happy to be here though. Really cool.
Yeah,
Thank you, Val, for letting me on.
I don't even know where to start because this is one of the guys who won the CD giveaway that I did for the Big Things launch.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've got it on my wall right now. I'm looking at it right now. And then above me, I've got the little note you gave to me, which was a nice little bonus.
Oh yeah, well, I had to kind of glaze y'all for waiting so patiently for everything that kind of happened with that. That was supposed to get done a lot smoother than it was.
Hmm. Hey, at least I got it, you know? I'm happy that it's here.
Yeah,
I've got some vinyls that have taken me a very long time to get, like, so I'm just happy this one actually came, you know? There's one I got recently, like a week ago. It's my favorite album of all time. It's called For the Rest of Your Life by Wikipedia. And I fucking, am I allowed to swear?
oh yeah, I don't,
Okay,
we're 18 plus.
I fucking love this album. It is a perfect 10 out of 10 album. I would not change a thing. The only thing I would change is their album distributor because it took 6 months for the album to get here. Or their vinyl distributor. Excuse me.
Is that a curse of living in Australia?
No, they were living in. Apparently, I got it from Czechoslovakia. So that's interesting. That's
Yeah,
I wonder where most like vinyls and CDs come from. If it's like made in a specific country, or if it's like mainly made in wherever the distributor is. Like, where would the big things in the works stuff be made? Do you know?
they're made by those three, so MB, Chris, and Zach Jada.
Oh no way! That's awesome.
Yeah, they're all in house. And
And
I've actually talked to Zach Jada about that a little bit, and he hooked me up with one of the CDs that was a limited run. Let me see if I can grab it real quick because I'm trying to do a full Big Things collection or like the full discography,
yeah,
and I think it was 50 More Summers by let's see, God, does it have his name on it? It doesn't have his name on it,
mm,
but that's what the album's called. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's been very cool to work with that, but I met Ryley literally last week.
yeah.
We did a super scuffed Sellout Club reads Squidward suicide reading.
That was very funny. I've actually got the recording for that, and I look back at it, and
You got the whole
I've
recording from
I've
it?
got the recording from it, and it was about half an hour of us reading it, and then it was like an hour of us reading it, and then like 2 hours of us talking about how stupid we were for reading it because it just wasn't comprehensible at all. It didn't make sense. Like,
No, it was awful.
yeah, for those who are in the creepypasta thing, there's this thing called like bloody-eyed Squidward. What's it called again? Sorry, like
Squidward suicide.
Squidward suicide. Red Mist. That's what it is. Red Mist
Yeah,
Squidward
it is.
suicide. And oh my
Okay,
days, it
brother,
is.
I do have to ask you a question real quick.
Yes.
Does your OBS also capture my audio?
No.
Okay, because dude, low key, my shit is fucking up so terribly right now. If
I
my
can
Mac
make it.
just just crashed so hard.
All right, now it's recording you.
Uh, it's recording me.
It can-
Okay, well,
you want it to record you?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Now I'm here. Now I'm talking. Now I'm on the
Yeah.
podcast, and everything's going a-okay.
Sure, yeah. There's no audio problems or anything of that
Yeah,
sort.
yeah, yeah. We can disregard the last like 10 minutes. Like it's fine. It's fine. They didn't hear it, so they don't know.
Yeah. Well, we can just keep talking about what we were talking about, which is our scuffed ass reading of a Squidward suicide.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So, do you want to explain it, or would you like me to?
You go for it. I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so for the viewers that have just tuned in, and we just talked about this like for about 10 minutes, and then Daniel realized this stuff wasn't recording. So if you want to hear that, it'll be on our Patreon. Nah, I'm just kidding. We don't have a Patreon, do we?
We got an OF actually.
Yeah, we have an OF, we have a Patreon, we have a LinkedIn, we have a WhatsApp, we have a Snapchat, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook, we have a Facebook Marketplace, we have a Facebook Messages. And
we do have one of those numbers that you can text us at, but it's not really us.
Yeah, it's not really us. It's just our PR, and it'll be like, it's like, it directs you to one of those like hotline, like hot babes talking into your ear, like things. Do you know those?
Yeah. It is 6 homeless men that I found in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're sitting at a table, they're asking each other questions, and it's like the best podcast ever, and you could be listening to them instead of this. So go to that number right now and skip this entirely. No.
I would put in my personal phone number, but like, you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, they will take your identity and then match your face perfectly as a one-to-one replica, and then walk around as you in society. And they'll become more successful than you, and then you'll eventually end up on the street in the same position as them, and they'll look down at you as the man you were. Anyways. anyways. Yeah, so a couple days ago, I hopped in a call for the first time with Mr. Valentine here, and one of the first things we did was read. It was so funny. We were talking, and Daniel said, "Let me stop you right here, Ryley. Really quickly, I have to do this with everyone, like, ever. Can you read this out for me?" And he sent me a link for creepypasta fandom Squidward Suicide, also known as Red Mist. So I click on it, and it is, like, for the listeners, it's a story. It exists, and
that was scary back in the day.
It's a thing about Squidward. It's this scary horror creepypasta from what, like 2010, 2014, something like that.
Yeah, like early 2010.
Yeah, and it's about Squidward suicide. It's about Squidward, and there's the hidden tapes of SpongeBob, and then they get on the people that made it look at the episodes, and it's like there's a guy killing people, and then it's like, Squidward.
But not just people, children.
Yeah.
That's what makes it disturbing.
That's what's. But here's the disturbing part. Another thing worth noting: the entire premise of the horror is, first of all, it's shock horror, body horror, but here's the scariest part. But here's the most nefarious crime. He's the most dubious.
Yeah, the most upsetting part, the most unsettling part, the most unpleasant part. It's just that over and over again.
It forces it into your brain that this creepypasta is scary, and it just gets to a point where it's like, come on, like, make me scared.
Yeah, and that stemmed from like a conversation about, how do you say, like, internet culture, because Ryley here was just a baby. I mean, in terms of, knowing all the stuff that we know, because if you've been on the channel before, you've seen we've read like all the classics, Jeff the Killer, some Sonic.exe.
Ooh.
We never officially covered Squidward Suicide, but I might just take the recording from Ryley and just upload that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. That sounds like a great idea.
But I wanted to have him on here to just like, I don't know, get some variety in here, because I know everybody expected me to have another member of the Sellout Club on the podcast, but we gotta market, we gotta grow, we gotta make connections, and I felt like Ryley was a pretty good place to start. And we've got other people coming on that I'm not gonna spoil yet, but I've got some candidates who are interested.
100%. And you're being diverse. I think this is the first Australian you've got on the podcast, so I'm happy to be supporting my people.
Probably the only one. Yeah, you're representing all of Australia.
Yeah, the 3 Australian people are like shouting from their little island, like, "Yay, we did it! We made it! We're on the Sellout Club podcast."
So could you give us a famous Australian quote?
Okay. I want to ask you really quickly, what do you think a famous Australian quote is? When you think of Australians, like, what do you think is a famous Australian quote? Because there's one that's completely wrong that nobody knows about.
So, there's the iconic two that come right off the head, which is "Dingo ate my baby,"
Alright.
right?
We
And then
don't
we got
really say that, but that's a thing that has been said.
shrimp on the Barbie.
Ah,
People
there!
love
That's it!
that one.
That's it! That's the one! That's the one! That's the one that's not right, and no one ever says that, ever. No one says that. That's... Okay. You got that spot on. That is the one thing in Australia that nobody says. No one says shrimp in Australia. It's prawns. They're called prawns. Prawns. I don't know what shrimp are. What are shrimp? I'm searching it up.
Shrimp are the prawns.
Yeah, that's the prawns! It's like, oh, you want to have some prawns for Christmas time? Let me get some prawns on the barbecue. Yeah, prawns on the barbie. No shrimp. That's like an American thing.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone put shrimp on a barbecue before, anyways.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. I mean, I've seen them on skewers. You get a couple of them on skewers and you just toss them on the barbecue for a bit. If we're talking real Australian stuff, there's a lot of stuff I can't say because it's just like really bad swearing.
You don't want to get in trouble, do you?
Yeah, no. I don't want fucking Anthony Albanese to run at me and, take my gas away like a vampire. Just stick his teeth into my exhaust and siphon my petrol.
Jesus Christ.
but Australia it's a crazy place. We got now that I'm thinking about it, what?
Yeah, Tim Tams.
We have Tim Tams. Have you ever heard of a Tim Tam slammer?
I think I've heard the term. I'm fuzzy on it.
Alright.
You have to enlighten me and the rest of the Americans.
A Tim Tam slammer is a thing where, you know what a Tim Tam looks like, right? It's like a brick. It's basically like a little brick.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate brick, isn't it?
Yeah, like a little slab. So you get that, you get the little Tim Tam, right? And you bite off one little corner, say it's like the top left one, and then you bite off the one opposite that. So if I'm biting the top left, I'm going to bite the bottom right. And you bite them both, and you get a nice hot cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you chuck one of the nibbled ends into the tea or coffee. Grab the other side with your mouth and give it a big old suck, just the way God intended. And the inside of the Tim Tam gets all warm and it's like it melts inside and it's so good. Oh, it's so good. You have to try it. How do you get Tim Tam?
This is all very intimate. I reckon we probably have some in fucking Walmart. I'm pretty sure I've seen some.
How to get Tim Tams in America?
Go to the store.
Major retailers like Costco, Target, World Market. You guys have Target?
Yeah.
Damn. Wait, that's actually crazy.
Now, I'm in the south to west, so a lot of our foreign, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes like an asshole, but foreign foods is Mexican food and Mexican snacks. Because we're right, Arizona's right by the Mexican border.
Damn. That's actually sick. That would be so good. Mexican food over here is crazy good.
I've never actually. I didn't ask you this last time, but are you worldly?
Am I worldly? Am I otherworldly?
Have you been around?
I've been around a little bit. I mean, I was born in London back in the good 07. It sounds so weird saying 07.
Yeah, I'm 03. I'm unk as shit. I'm not gonna finish that thought, but
you're basically what?
I'm basically pulling a little EDP here on Ryley.
Yeah, 100%. I am 18, by the way, for anyone listening. This is completely completely
Yeah,
legal.
no, that's just like hanging out with a child.
I consent. Okay.
Jesus
This
Christ.
podcast has protection, okay?
Yeah.
This podcast came well lubed. Alright, so, when you're talking about Mexican food, do you guys over in America have a little thing called Guzman y Gomez?
Not to my knowledge.
GYG. Oh, it's so good! It's so good. Oh my gosh. Guzman y Gomez is, like, one of the best burrito Mexican places ever. It's so good, but it's so expensive. But, oh, dude. So we have Guzman y Gomez. Do you guys have Zambrero?
You said sombrero?
Zambrero.
Sombrero. No, these
Zambrero.
all look. I looked it up just now, but it looks like these are all based in Australia.
Ah, okay. So these are like, it's basically just if Zambrero is just if Subway was Mexican, like a Mexican version of Subway.
Yeah, so like our Chipotle. You have Chipotle down there?
No, we don't. We don't have Chipotle.
Okay, so I'm guessing that Chipotle is exactly what you're talking about here. But honestly, I wouldn't doubt if it's better because Chipotle is pretty limited, if I'm being honest.
Really? I've heard it's
Yes.
really good. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Ooh, Mexican Grill. Damn, that
Yeah,
looks
you
nice.
basically just go up to them and then you like beg them to make you a burrito that you want or like a tacos. I think they do tacos. Honestly, it's been such a long time since I've been to a Chipotle.
Yeah, fair. What's your go-to? Like your go-to for
My
fast food?
honestly, I gotta get this off my chest because I see this in my room right now. It's one of the Minecraft Macca's Happy Meals, but I
Ooh.
am not a big fan of Macca's just in
Ooh.
general.
Listen, everybody,
I don't
easy
know if people are
cultural.
gonna kill me,
You're saying
but
Macca's.
dude, fuck off, fuck off.
Listen.
A few select listeners, i.e. my friends, will know that I say Macca's a lot more than I say McDonald's. You can trust me on that. I'll have somebody vouch for me in the comments, hopefully.
It's just the fair way
But
to say it.
it is. Like after I eventually started saying it as like a bit because I was listening to a ton of just cold ones and the official podcast at the time, and just Australian YouTubers in general. So
Yeah.
Macca's became just part of my vernacular and replaced McDonald's because it's fun to say. It gets the point across. You know, I hopefully have infected one of my closest friends with just saying Macca's instead of McDonald's.
Yeah, let's hope you can convert everyone you know over to
But
to
yeah,
the
I
true
mean,
side.
in terms of fast food, I'm gonna have to go with, I mean, off the top of my head, probably Jack in the Box or Wendy's.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say Jack in the Box. Wendy's is the one with the all of the Twitter posts, isn't it? Because I remember
Yes.
they do a
The
lot.
red-haired little fuck.
Yeah, that little fucker. That one. That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then Jack in the Box is everyone they want. Jack in the Box is the one that has the guy that everyone wants to Jack in his box.
Yes.
Yeah. The Jack in the Box guy. Just Jack. His name is Jack
Just
Box.
Jack. That's Jack. Yeah.
Jack Box, a Jack in the Box playing Jack Box. Hey.
We're not gonna make a new one of those, alright? We already got the woodchuck one.
Yeah, how much fucking woodchuck?
Yeah, well, here's the thing about me and Ryley talking here is that this is gonna be very, like, non sequitur. Everything is gonna just be a big old pile of whatever the fuck, because we both are very stream of conscious people. We kind of just go off on tangents and shit. So if you're following along, good job, but it's gonna get a lot harder as this goes on.
Yeah, there's a lot of random stuff. I mean, I've been in the kind of podcasting area for quite a while. I've actually worked at a couple radio stations, like locally and a bit more larger. But there's always the kind of the enjoyment of not knowing what's going to happen next. I always find that scripted podcasts are a lot more kind of robotic, by the book. I just like sitting down with someone and learning more about them. Like recently, I did a podcast with one of my mates where we talked about ATAR, which I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys have that in America. Do you know what ATAR is?
You're gonna have to give me a brief rundown. If you're talking to me, you're gonna have to assume that I just don't know, because I'm not very smart.
All right. So ATAR in not in America, ATAR in Australia is basically, so in high school we don't have middle school. We have uh, primary school, and then we have year 1 to 6, and then we have year 7 to 12. And
Mhm.
during your time, excuse me, I just did a little burp. From years, I believe, 11 and 12, you can do this optional study version called ATAR. So normally you just do general, which is your normal classes. But if you want to get into uni, which is university, you have to do ATAR. Or you can do this thing called Uni Ready, which I did. So ATAR
Mhm.
basically is these classes, but they're a lot harder. So it's like maths applications, literature, a bunch of other random ones that I can't remember, business, stuff like that. And at the end of the ATAR course, whichever classes you did, you get a certain grade for. And depending on the median, like the average for all of the grades based on all of your ATAR courses, it depends.
Mhm.
Like, you get a final result that's like, oh, if you got an 80%, you'll be able to get into stuff at university that has an 80% need. But I did Uni Ready,
Yeah.
which means that once you do that, it's just one class, Uni Ready, and it just gets you ready for the essentials, such as, learning how to... Oh, sorry, voice crack. Learning how to properly read the, websites for university, learning how to properly, communicate on emails for university. It's piss easy. And then once you're done with that, you get a 75% ATAR, which gets you into, the the normal ATARs. If you want to be a chiropractor or a doctor, that's probably going to be like an 80 or 90%. But yeah, that's what ATAR is. And what was I talking about again?
You're talking about the podcast game in general,
Oh
and you and
yeah,
your friend were talking about ATAR here.
yeah. So me and my friend, I don't know if he wants me to say his name on the podcast, so I'm just gonna keep it anonymous for now. But me and my
Mm.
friend, I wanted to do this podcast where every week I would. This was while I was in year 12, so a year ago. Every week I was going to interview someone different in year 12 to get their perspective on year 12 or the rest of the school. And like for the other years, once I get to year 12, to listen to it and be like, oh, this is what year 12 is like. And the
Mm.
first friend I did, like my first friend, he was a very big ATAR student. He was very heavy on it. And that was, it had a premise. What I mean to say is that podcast had a premise, but it was not too constricting. So he could talk about his school life, he could talk about his life at home and how like work in school impacts it. He could talk about all of that, but at the end of the day that was the main premise. So I feel like
Mm.
there's a kind of level between a podcast being way too scripted and way too stuck in a line, as opposed to
No, for sure.
being
Yeah.
way too out there and way too random.
Yeah. Do you think that this is going to be very non sequitur, or do you think we've been
Voice crack.
following a pretty straight track?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if we get stuck on one topic, we can just keep going. Like the Squidward suicide thing we did the other day, that was pretty straight lined, and then we went on to music. I think it was.
Here's the one thing that I don't know why, but in the middle of you talking about this whole thing with school and all that, um, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So soda cans, right?
Soda cans, yeah.
Wh-
Soda,
what are those made out of?
metal.
What kind of metal?
I don't know. I'm not a fucking
Look it
can
up.
expert. I don't know. I drink from them. I don't
Fucking,
care what they're made of. I care what's inside of them.
I almost went full Australian, called you cunt, but
Tin
Um,
can, I guess.
look it up and tell me what
What?
it tells you.
Uh, what are... We don't call them sodas.
Like, just
Aluminum? Aluminium?
oh, oh, okay. I wanted to see how you would say it right off the cuff.
I say aluminium.
So why'd you revert back to default there for a second?
Because, what do you mean default?
I mean that we're right and you're wrong.
Because it says aluminum, but that's wrong. That's not a real word. Aluminum... An aluminum is like someone that is connected to a school. It's an alumni. Aluminium is a lightweight, durable, and corrosion-resistant metal. Yeah! Aluminium... Aluminium or aluminum. It says in brackets or aluminum. The first one it says is aluminium. Bang.
I knew that would get. I knew that would elicit a response.
I don't even know. I've heard people saying that other people say differently, but I've never heard it actually be brought up, you know? I've never heard someone actually start a talk about aluminum versus aluminium.
I was just curious because I think a lot about the way people talk, and this recently came up because I saw like a fucking TikTok because I'm a doom scroller, but I saw a TikTok that said Arizonans have an accent that's different from the rest of the rest of the country.
Really?
So I guess I can try this out on you. So when you're going to get a job, what is usually the prerequisite to that?
What do you mean? Like prerequisites?
Like you're going to get a job, but you have to do something before they let you have the job.
You gotta make a resume?
No. The process of you sitting down with your potential employer.
Oh, you gotta have an
What is that
interview.
called? Ah, interesting, dude. Because I've heard people. I had two friends over here, and we were talking about it, and they said interview. They pronounced the T.
Oh, it's an
They say
interview.
that Arizonans, uh, they skip over letters, like unnecessary letters. So I say interview
Yeah.
without like the hard T.
It is an interview. Like, I can't be fucked saying a T, bro. What are you talking
That's
about?
that's how I felt when I asked them that. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Am I stupid? Do I got like fucking slow genes? What's going on here?
I mean, there's some words that you don't really... If I'm being honest, there's a lot of words I skip over letters of that I didn't even realize. Like, I literally just said, what are you talking about? Like, I said, what are you? Which has no T. Torm, which isn't talking. And then bout, which is not about.
Yeah.
I just realized that whole sentence didn't make sense.
Yeah, I try not to dwell on it too much, but it is something that I think about a lot in just like my normal day to day. And sometimes I'll just think about walking too hard too. Like it's
Walking?
weird. Yeah, like uh, when I'm doing something at work, I have to walk a lot or like use my arms a lot. It's a very physical job. So I think about it too hard. Like, man, all these like muscles are working with each other to make this thing happen, and that could just stop. And then I like freak myself out temporarily.
Dude, I low-key do that as well. Sometimes I look at my hand and I like move my pointer finger and then I'm like, dude, I just moved that. I just moved that thing that's on me. Like that thing is on me and I just thought of it moving and it moved. That's insane.
Yeah. That's a I don't know if people are gonna find that weird, but I just think that there's a lot that people don't normally just like think about. Like as I'm saying that, we're gonna do the thing. You know, you're manually breathing. You know, you haven't blinked in a while. Your tongue is uncomfortable in your
No,
mouth.
it's not. It's perfectly fine in my mouth. I love where it is in my mouth. It's fine. This is great. But yeah.
Yeah, so we just put the eternal curse on everybody on the podcast.
Yeah, sorry for any listeners. You can feel free to yell at us in the comments. I don't know. Any publicity is good publicity, unless you're Jeffrey
Oh
Epstein.
yeah, surely. we're let's not get too political here.
Yeah.
But
we can mute that guy's name out. We can mute that guy's name out.
they're
Unless
you
you.
know, fuck let's go. Fuck Donald Trump. Bounce on it crazy style.
Yep.
Fuck Israel.
Yep.
Look back at it.
Yep.
Fuck Mecca Yahoo.
Yep.
I mean Netanyahu.
Yep.
Was it Bounce on it puppy style?
Mm-hmm.
Free Palestine.
Yep. We don't need a sense of that.
Oh god. Cuddle afterwards. Yeah, I'm missing a couple, but you get the idea.
Yeah. We can go on.
So just to know where,
etc.
just so everyone knows where we stand on Sellout Club. Fuck ICE. There we go. We forgot that one.
And Australia, where we stand in Australia as well. No one likes them. No one likes bad people in Australia. Okay. I don't think anyone should like bad people, but then.
I wish it was that easy in America.
Yeah, I wish in the entire world no one liked bad people, but then you guys voted for that guy for president. So.
I didn't. I didn't vote for that guy.
You're one of the good ones. You're safe. You're safe.
Whoa,
when the kangaroo uprising happens and the second emu war takes place, we will spare you. We'll hide you in one of the couches.
My proof of my stand will be this podcast.
Yeah, you can get everyone to listen to it at a big trial. You'll be about to be jumped into a vat of acid, and someone will be like, "Wait!" and pull up the stage.
Then he'll like shrimp on the Barbie, and they'll fucking kill me anyway.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh!" Like they hear that in the first minutes. They're like, "Okay, drop him," and it's like, "Oh, I hate these guys." Oh, yay!
I hope I get cool kangaroo legs. They just like take the bottom half of a kangaroo and just let me have it.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of?
What's up?
So this whole bit that we're doing right now, it sounds very similar to a movie series that is set in Australia. I don't know if you know it. It's called Mad Max.
I heard of it. I don't know why I thought you were gonna say Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack? No, I was not going to say Kangaroo Jack.
I'm pretty sure that takes place in America.
Really? Kangaroo Jack?
I'm pretty sure
surely this takes place in Australia. I don't think I've seen this movie before. What the hell?
I didn't mean to throw you off so hard, but Mad Max.
This movie looks so weird. Well, the first thing I see on it is a Reddit post that said someone should have gotten sued over Kangaroo Jack. It is a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it's that bad? I surely not, right?
Oh my gosh, 9%. Oh, there's a Kangaroo Jack Good Day USA, which is an animated movie that has a 40%.
I wonder how that one did better than fucking just regular old Kangaroo Jack.
Maybe because it's animated. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To be fair, I think that Kangaroo Jack came around around the time where a lot of like really bad CGI animals were just being put in situations.
Oh yeah, there was what was it? There was the Marmaduke situation.
Yeah. Fucking Beverly Hills Chihuahua, my goat. I love Airbud, yeah.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua, what's
that? you'll never guess.
Oh my gosh, why are they in Egypt?
What the fuck?
Everyone that's listening to this podcast, stop what you're doing right now. Search up Beverly. Okay, don't stop the podcast though. Like, get a separate device if you do not have YouTube Premium, so you can continue listening to this as you search up Beverly Hills Chihuahua. And the second picture, the first one's them in LA. The second one is them, but they're in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's LA.
That movie is pretty peak. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a second one?
I watched it.
There's a third one?
There's a lot of them. I think it's 4. Or there might have been a rumored 4th one.
I think there's
but I know there's 3 for sure.
Wow, Beverly Hills Chihuahua. But yeah, that was a whole thing with all of the animals talking. That was a really big thing back in the early, like, 2000s. They had the, you know, I think this was like very early 2000s, but I think the thing that started it all was Charlotte's Web. I think that was one of the main
Oh yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah. I
Great
totally
movie,
forgot
by
about
the way.
Charlotte's Web.
Incredible movie. But then it became, Marley and Me, Marmaduke, then more
A
recently,
lot of dog movies.
there's a lot of dog movies. One of the ones that made me cry, A Dog's Purpose, A Dog's Journey, A Dog's Way Home. I think those
Dude,
are called that.
fucking hell. A
Yeah,
Dog's Purpose. That I remember watching that and actually getting really sad.
it's really good, but it's really bad. Oh, why did my... Wait, my Discord just crashed. Yeah, okay. I've started recording again, we're back.
Okay, yeah, we had some, I don't know what just happened.
Technical difficulties, Discord set a waiting endpoint. We are back and we are talking about more Airbud style movies. Let's get back into the nitty gritty of it before we get back to crashing, I guess. One of the newer movies that had that style that I think really made it a lot better, like invigorated the style a lot more now, is this movie called Stray. I don't know if you've seen it. Strays. Not the game Stray.
Strays?
Strays the movie. It's a very good movie. I quite enjoyed it, and it's pretty short as well. It's only like an hour and a half.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's from 2023. Jeez Louise, that's 3 years ago. I remember seeing this in cinemas.
Don't even get me started on that shit, dude. I recently, after dropping B-Sides 2, I had to look at B-Sides 1 and be like, I started the Sellout Club like 3 years ago.
Yeah, dude. The last, like, from 2020 to now has just flown by. I'm being so honest.
There has to be some sort of government interference there, right?
Yeah, some sort of otherworldly fucking trapping us in the Matrix, putting us in the little brain tubes and sucking out our life force.
Yeah.
Strays with Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, and a bunch of other people. There's like an Australian guy. It's pretty good. It's
It's
like,
rated R.
yeah, and it's rated R. It goes back to the roots. What is it? 2010's talking dog style movie. Marmaduke. Oh, cats vs dogs. Cats and dogs. Do you remember?
Oh,
that?
you know what I think? One of the earliest ones that I can think of was Milo and Otis.
That rings a big bell.
It wasn't so much as like CGI, but like a live action film that was like that had a narrative to it.
Wait, this is adorable.
It came out in 1986, and it was amazing. I had it on DVD as a kid.
This looks amazing. This looks so gorgeous. Milo and Otis. Wow. I gotta watch this. 1986. That's really cool. Oh, Beethoven as well. I don't know if Beethoven talked during the movie, did he? Did Beethoven talk?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh my gosh, there's so many Beethoven movies. Beethoven, Beethoven 2, Beethoven's 3rd, Beethoven's 4th, Beethoven's 5th, Beethoven's Treasured Tale, Beethoven's Big Break, and Beethoven's Christmas Adventure.
God damn, they were really popping off with these goddamn dog movies back then.
Yeah, dude, the talking ones. What else is there? Yeah, Air Buddies, I think was one of them. Up, I guess. No, I'm kidding. That was an animated one. That doesn't count. Marmaduke. Marmaduke has that god-awful animated movie. Do you know that one? Oh,
I think, yeah, it's a good.
Oh, and it's poorly. I'm just gonna say it's poorly disguised fetishes. It's like Marmaduke's like farting.
That's how we deal with all criticism.
Oh gosh. Oh wait, you're in America, and there's a place that abstracted from America, and there's some very weird cartoons. Can we talk about Canada?
What is going on in Canada?
Can you do me a favor and search up Canadian cartoons.
Canadian cartoons, yeah, we go. Max and Ruby. I love me some Max and Ruby.
So
Paw
we don't have
Patrol,
cartoons.
Wildcrats, the
Wait,
Backyardigans,
hold on.
Arthur, Yo Gabba Gabba.
They have a lot of good shows.
Holy
Let's call them
shit.
shows, like kids shows. They have a lot of good Canadian stuff. But
Super Y pissed me the hell off.
what's that one? Super Y?
It's this one, yeah, it's like it was on public television over here. And
Oh.
it's just about these little fuckers who make like words and shit, but I don't know why, but it always made me just violently upset as a child.
See, I'm gonna be so honest, I've not seen one episode of this entire show. I've never seen anyone watching it, I've never seen anything about the characters. The only thing I know is the kid, because occasionally there'll be like one book at Target that'll have this kid on the front cover, or maybe there'll be a kid dressed up as him as Halloween, and I'll be like, oh, this guy exists. I don't know what he's from, but he's a thing. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
But yeah, Canadian Cartoon Core. Because all I've been seeing nowadays is just Canadian cartoons. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have added that word at the end of it. I'm gonna put this
What
in
word
chat,
did you add?
but
Oh, it's gonna be in chat.
luckily
Okay.
the podcast
Let's
can't
see what
see
we got.
this.
Let's see what we got here.
It's just a
Oh.
yeah, there's a lot of flatulation.
Oh, let's look at it.
Flatulence. What's that one with the monkeys?
Yeah.
The monkey one.
The monkey one. Oh
Canadian
god.
cartoon monkey show, because I've been seeing so much of these two little monkeys, rocket monkeys, that's what it's called. This show is confusing and weird and gross.
Okay, it looks very raunchy just from the art style alone.
Yeah.
This looks like it could be like an online show.
Yeah, like why?
Like on Newgrounds.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. That's actually the best way to describe it. But you know, I look back on the old kids shows nowadays, and I look back on the new kids shows, and there's some good ones. Like as we said the other day, there was like Bluey. Bluey is an amazing kids show, albeit it is pretty, contributing to, it's very fast pacing, and there's a lot of really quick stuff happening sometimes, but it's still in light of teaching a kid a valuable lesson. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna come out and say it. I have cried to Bluey. Myself, 18-year-old man, 18-year-old Australian man. I don't know why I keep saying Australian like it's a fucking Medal of Honor, but it is, and I wear it with pride.
I'm pretty sure everybody can tell that you're Australian, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that obvious. I've heard that when you have an accent your whole life, you don't realize you have an accent until someone says you have an accent.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And
But,
trust me, I can tell you're Australian.
oh, okay, much obliged. But, Bluey is. There's some episodes I've cried to because they have genuinely good stories that both kids can understand on a surface level and adults can understand on a deeper level. There's a whole episode about the life and death of civilization, how eventually everything must end. There's an episode about a kid struggling with not having his, family together and having to go to separate, families every day, but it's done in the style of, watching the NRL, the National Rugby League. It's in the style of that. Watching we call it Origins, which is this one specific competition, basically, in the rugby league between Queensland and New South Wales. It's called State of Origin. That's what it is. And it's called State of Origin because I can't remember why these two fight so much, but it's one of the biggest things in Australian sport history. Every year this happens, and every year it's the most watched thing because it's so sick. But the episode of Bluey where the kid has to go to the separate houses is one of his actual house with his mum there. She goes for New South Wales, and the other house, which is the Bluey's house, has Queensland. So he's constantly like questioning. He doesn't have a side to pick in this, and he's like, "Do I go to this side? Do I go to that side?" And at the end of the day, he's like, "Why can't I just root for both? You know, why can't I just be happy with both?" And it's like
Yeah.
it's kids will understand it as, oh, he wants to choose a side to like he wants to choose the winning side, or he doesn't want to choose a side in the rugby. But it's like adults will understand that and they'll get it, and that's really good. Whereas nowadays you have like
Yeah.
grandma's giant fart swept me up away into Narnia, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot of like emotional depth that is very lacking in children's media, especially now with like the rise of AI slop and shit. You know, YouTube Shorts type beat.
And keeping attention
That I think,
spans.
yeah, I think Bluey sort of fills that role very well because my sisters they grew up watching Bluey, and you know, sometimes they can be pieces of shit, you know, but I love them to death, and I do think they took some stuff away from it, but it also is just very enthralling because it's another thing I think it does well is introducing them to other parts of the world
Oh
that we
yeah.
don't see because you know we're in the U.S. and
Yeah.
we don't see a lot of how Australia works, so there's that aspect of it. There's lessons to be had in there, and they're all easily digestible. So
Yeah.
I think that everything you're saying is very, very, very valid.
Yeah. And I feel at the end of the day, you know, there's gonna be some good shows that come up in, you know, modern times, you know, Bluey as an example. There's obviously gonna be some new ones that come up, but I still believe if I ever had a kid, I would put them on the same things I used to watch, because I like what I watched. I think it was entertaining, taught me lessons,
Mhm.
and at the end of the day, it wasn't catering to having that fast, you know, speeding through a pace that most shows have nowadays. They weren't afraid to,
Yeah,
you know, take their time. They weren't afraid to maybe just know that they're a show that you have on in the background. Like most shows
yeah.
are, nowadays are like, look at me, look at this, look what's happening. There's a giant. It's very bright. It's very bright.
Mhm.
Spidey and his amazing friends. There's Spider-Man. Look, guys, jingle, 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 jingle. Markiplier with the keys. Jingle,
Yeah,
jingle.
yeah.
Whereas you know, like, what would you put your kid on? If you had a kid, what would you make them watch? Like, what would you kind of slowly feed into them?
From my childhood,
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to say, God, what was I watching as a kid? A lot of early SpongeBob was very good. I grew up with early 2000s like SpongeBob,
Yeah, yeah.
or as the Mexicans say, Bob Esponja.
Yes,
Um,
SpongeBob.
uh, that is a really good question though, because I grew up with the internet essentially, because I was born in '03, and that was still like the infancy of the internet, where it was still figuring itself out. So I think a better question to ask me is what I would make them avoid,
Oh
and I think
yeah.
that just the internet now is like a terrible, terrible place for a kid to be.
Yeah, and the worst part is it's both it's the worst time for a kid to be on it and the easiest for a kid to be on it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like
Yeah.
it's hard for a kid to be on it, but it's easy for a kid to be on it because parents nowadays, I don't know if this is just something people say all the time or if it's like a regular occurrence, but I have seen people like just have their kid be on an iPad 24/7 and have that be a thing. My mum is
No,
very
yeah.
against that. My whole family, my family in so my dad's side lives over in Queensland, which is literally the exact opposite from where I am. I'm in WA, Western Australia. And my
Mhm.
mum's side of the family's over here. And, you know, my mum's side of the family is so connected. Like, we always do stuff as a family. We always have family gatherings for Easter, Christmas, you know, Australia Day, all of these big things. We always have people coming over because it's a family thing. I
Mhm.
can't bear to imagine what it would be like to have a room full of kids that have grown up on an iPad and nothing else in a room together, like celebrating Christmas or something. Like I can't see that happening with the kids in 20 years, you know?
Yeah.
And my mum said it right. She said, like, our generation were the experiments to see what happened. And right now,
Hmm.
it's, like, being pushed. Like, it's going downhill from here, I'd say, with the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's crazy.
It is. It is falling fast for sure because every day it's something new. It's betting sites connected to Cash App easier
Yeah.
than ever. It's AI generators being updated constantly, constantly consuming all this water, consuming everybody's crazy ideas, everybody's horny ideas,
Dude,
everybody's just batshit insane ideas.
it's
It's
the
insane.
advertisements on YouTube. Do you ever get the AI K-pop demon hunters with like the big bras and
Yes,
stuff?
yes, yes, yes.
That's a real thing that people can see, and it's targeted at children. I had to
Mhm.
report an advertisement because it was Elsa in AI stripping down on an advertisement and like down to her like garments, her undergarments. And I was like, dude,
Yeah,
that's
like a
that is inciting children to look further into that, to delve deeper. Because first of all,
mhm.
they know that children are going to be online. They know that children are going to see this and look at this. It's just a matter of how they reel them in, how they get them started. And I don't know
Yeah,
what kind of degenerate would spend money to make an advertisement with a child's character, an animated child's character, AI generated, burning water sources, burning resources, just to get a couple likes on some innocent children. It's horrible. Sorry, I hate this
yeah.
topic.
I'm in the more like evil side of it in a sense because I was on TikTok the other day, and and I wouldn't say the other day, but like a couple months back, I screen recorded this ad before I reported it, and it was like a picture of a woman sitting on like a rooftop, right, rooftop type meme, and then some guy comes off screen and just fucking busts on her face.
What
Like I
the
have that
fuck?
archived as like as just a fucking example of how fucking awful this shit is or how awful it's getting. It's just getting worse and worse, and people are gonna like really feed into it. And so I think that us being very hard on these stances right now is pretty important because I don't really make statements on the Sellout Club, mainly because I haven't been recording videos, but we are very pro artists here.
Yeah.
We are very pro creatives because we are currently being like uh lulled into a sense of here's something that won't get tired and won't complain and that is cheap and is fast.
Yeah.
um and so
And it works
I think
better
that
than ever before now. Now it's almost
yeah,
seamless.
2.0, 2.5, 3.0,
Yeah.
and I think it's very important that we talk as much shit as possible because we need to make a hard stance on it. I mean, it's getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous day by day.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to like get all deep or whatever, but it is just it's getting worse. And I don't mean to be a doomer about it, but it is getting worse.
No, that's perfectly fine. This is a really big topic for me because I actually did a whole documentary on this for a school assignment. I did a documentary
Mhm.
on. I'll show you it later. I might give like a sneak peek to the audience or not. I don't know, but it was talking about the absolutely like mind numbingness that is YouTube Kids content and how people
Yeah.
can stray away from the restrictions by using popular franchises such as Minecraft. So
Mhm.
there's this one channel on YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids, keep in mind, for children, literally has kids in the name. There's a separate genre, separate uh, application, literally for children, and it is depicting these horrible scenes, like just not nice scenes at all. But it's like bikinis and whatnot, but it's using Minecraft, and that doesn't get flagged. As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, it gets pushed to the front of the algorithm because it's Minecraft content. It's got Skibbity Toilet
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
cover. It's got Minecraft. It's got like I don't know, like
yeah.
it uses YouTubers as well, like YouTubers skins. It's
Mhm.
It's terrifying. But
And YouTube, being the way that it is, a lot of its flagging system is AI.
yeah,
It is going to take a lot for you to get in touch with a human, and we see that constantly with creators going to Twitter and adding Team YouTube to get things resolved instead of being able to speak with somebody real,
yeah. I think
which is
I've
why things like this slip through the cracks.
Yeah, I heard someone say one point, I think it was like a larger YouTuber or something, but he said, this isn't complete quote, so don't quote me on this, but it was somewhere
Mhm.
along the lines of, if your if your stuff gets removed on YouTube, like unwillingly, or like wrongfully, if it gets taken off YouTube wrongfully, and you don't have like a large Twitter following, or if you don't have a large like Instagram following or something where you can message them, you're not getting that appeal. Like, it's not getting fixed.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me. It's wild that there's a hierarchy. It's so obviously stated that there's a hierarchy in media,
Yeah.
affiliates, sponsors, being able to get sponsors once you reach a certain idea, like level in Twitch. But
Hmm.
it's just that idea to me that the people that are most safe are the people that have the most acknowledgement. There's a lot of good stuff that's happening nowadays. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There's some nice stuff that's happening. Steel Ball Run just
Yeah.
came out yesterday.
Hmm.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
Yeah.
Steel Ball
Yeah. I
Run came
saw
out on
that.
Netflix. Not a plug.
Dragon Ball Super is
Dragon Ball
getting redone.
Super. They're finding cures to cancer. Um,
They're making stuff that eats plastic in the oceans.
yeah, turning plastic into waste, turning waste into fuel, into petrol. It's
Hmm.
there's a lot of really good things that are starting to come up nowadays. It's just we
Yeah.
need to focus our priorities on being able to make things better before the things that are bad right now stop that entirely. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I would like to preface all this with saying that we're not complaining about this to make it seem like everything is worse than it is.
No.
We definitely do want to bring some of this stuff to light, and I have been wanting to make a more solid stance on a lot of stuff, especially on this end of my creation. But I would like to bring more attention to it, but I also don't want to diminish all the good things that are happening in the world right now. Everything kind of seems like it's on fire, and it is, but that doesn't mean things are bad, bad, bad all the time. Because that's the way the media portrays everything. I don't mean to sound so crazy, but um, you know, as a famous metal band once said, peace sells, but who's buying?
Yeah,
You know that
as a famous rock band
Megadeth.
once said, "I'm on a highway to hell. I'm on a highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell, and I'm going down. Living
Yeah,
easy, living free." I can't remember the rest of the lyrics. I saw them live. AC/DC was great live.
but we would like to point out some of the good things that are going on.
Oh yeah.
It's not all bad, and you kind of have to look for it a bit, but you won't have to look very far. There's a lot of good in the world still. So
Do you mind if I really quickly say a couple really good things that are happening nowadays? Like some things I think are
oh, please
really
go ahead.
cool. Okay, I'm gonna blitz through these because these are amazing. So shout out to you if you're here. There's a game that just came out recently. It got released from the demo. It's called Funny Raccoon Game, and it is one of the best games I've ever played. It's incredible. It's gorgeous. It's wacky. It's weird. It's psychedelic, and I love it. There's a game that has the demos out currently for it. It's called Kami Quest: Enter the Gymnasium. I'm very excited to try that out. I have it in my library, and that looks amazing. There is a Kickstarter for a series called Bread is Dead on Netflix, or not Netflix, on YouTube. I think the Kickstarter's already finished all of it, but this is like a crazy incredible like trailer for the. It's like a teaser. It's made by this guy called Spice Vibe on Netflix. Oh, not Netflix, YouTube,
Mhm.
and it's about a piece of bread that dies, and it looks gorgeous. It's incredibly well made. Give that a look. There's more news on Hollow Knight Silk Song's DLC that's coming out. There's always something fun to do, There's always good stuff that comes out. I'm finding
Yeah,
more and
and
more nowadays.
I think right now is also the best time to make a community or join a community,
Yeah, 100%.
um, because on the same side of the AI stuff, AI companions are real. Um, those are things that exist, but it really isn't as hard as people make it out to be to find people you mesh well with. I mean, I met Ryley this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
right about, right about.
This year, yeah. And he's on the podcast now.
Yeah.
We I kind of just took a shot because I have crazy social anxiety. I'm not very good with people, just in general. Always going to be more good than bad.
Mm.
And when you put yourself out there and show your interests off, you can do some cool stuff, like all the Surge Protector stuff that I did. All the fan art that I do, all the fan projects I do, all the stuff that I do with my friends. It's all led me to pretty crazy places. I mean, I got to interview three amazing artists, which got me to do the giveaway, which led me to you.
Mm.
And then from here, I imagine this will lead me to other people, or this will lead me to just putting more out there, putting more good out there, because my channel is very nostalgic in a sense,
Yeah.
because I've really been trying to push the how-to series, or I wouldn't even say how-to series, but the video "You're a Really Good Drawer" is really just me talking with my friend about my other friends. How to do yard work was kind of just about my life at the time and how I'm dealing with that.
Mm.
The one that I made recently about California was just me talking about my trip to California and how awesome it was. So I'm trying to do my best to put more good out there than it seems, and I hope that this podcast sort of helps people get out of this hole that we're in, because the world is so much more than just what's going on your funny little electronic brick that tells you all the bad things that are happening.
Yeah, 100%. And with your social anxiety, like you could have fooled me. Like the first time we talked, you were like fully open and welcoming. Like I think it's also a thing with getting into a community. Like I'm not gonna lie, for the past like month or so, I've been finding it really hard to find work. Like I've just come out of like high school. I have little to no qualifications, and it's just been a big struggle. And I've been struggling a bit mentally with that as well. But it's always good to kind of get into a rhythm, get into something to keep your mind centered on something you enjoy. And for me, that's music, like talking about
Yeah.
music, finding new songs. And for you, I think that would be around the same, like with your mixtapes and your podcasts and whatnot, and your art as
Yeah,
well. Like,
all the creating is really what brings fuel to my soul. Because for the longest time, I wasn't working on anything, and I have some personal issues that have come up, and me not working on anything made it get worse. It made it just a million times worse than it should have been. And I'm still going through it, but I got to push through. If you're hearing this, you got to push through. I mean, there's always going to be something to work on. There's always going to be someone who's waiting to see you.
yeah,
There's always going to be something cool right around the corner. You just got to make it through. And this is also kind of just me saying what I need to hear out loud, because things have been whack recently. Things have been not cool.
mm,
So we kind of got to remind ourselves, even if it's me talking to a guy that I barely know
yeah,
and getting this out there, and me talking to somebody that I don't know, because anybody could be listening to this. So if you find it, we're all in the same boat,
mm,
and we're all trying to just uh, be okay.
yeah. And getting into a community, like big or small, there's always going to be like-minded people you can talk to or you can go to just chat with. Like I'm kind of I'm in the MB Matthews, Haim Chris kind of area, and so are you, and that's how we met from that side. So there's always going to be someone that you can talk to about something. Like no matter what, you're never going to be alone. You're never going to be by yourself. It's always going to be like you're always going to be able to have someone to go to no matter what. Whether that be friends, family, whether that be a random person on a call, Whether you just hop into a random Discord call and mute and listen to what's happening, you're always going to be there. There's always going to be people. You just got to be there, you know? You can't
Yeah, and
you can't
the
be at a
scariest
party if you don't
part
go
is,
to the party, you know?
uh,
Sorry, what's up?
yeah, the scariest part is always starting. You know,
Yeah.
it's putting yourself out there because nobody wants to be made fun of. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody really wants to be perceived. And the people who do are kind of psychopaths. But no, it definitely stems from social anxiety. Everybody has it to some extent, but I mean that's how you find people. That's how you find people who will hop on a call and read Squidward suicide with you.
Yeah.
That's how you find people like one of my closest friends that I had ever met. We met in geometry class through me drawing a really stupid meme for them.
Hmm.
I gave it to them, and then they immediately the next day went up to me and drew it a million times better. And then from there, it grew. You know, the friendship grew and grew, and we became very close.
Yeah.
And so there's things like that. Things like that can just happen if you're willing to just say fuck it and full send whatever. You know.
Yeah. And you know, like you can find people in the most random places that would be your best friend. I was sitting in a call one time in a sort of Discord server I got with my friends, and one of my buddies was like, "Hey, can I add my?" Oh, he didn't even ask. He just added his cousin, and I was like, literally the first thing I remember saying was, "Who the fuck is this guy? Like, why are we adding randoms into this server?" Flash forward 3 years, that dude's my best friend. Like, you may not realize it at the time, but the people you're gonna talk to, you'll probably remember, and you might even become friends with. Like this, I'm gonna say him. I think he'll be fine with me saying him because he's pretty well known. His name is Spies. If anyone knows him, he's like #1 on the leaderboard in Souls RNG, and he makes like Souls RNG like little auras and whatnot, and he's got music. If you want to go look at that, whoever's listening, it's 1EU on Spotify. But this is a shameless plug. I love that guy. But you can always find people. Like, I joined the Heim Chris and MB Matthews Discord a while ago. I joined a call one time as a complete random who like did one piece of artwork, or one piece.
One Piece.
Yeah, speaking of One Piece Season 2 live action is amazing. Definitely give it a look. But yeah, I just joined a call randomly. Barely knew anyone. I mean, I talked to Chris like a couple times because, you know, there was this weird thing in Australia where whenever he put an album, or whenever he put a song up to release like an hour later, I always saw it an hour before it came out, or 24 hours before it came out. So it kind of became a thing where he was like, "What do you think of this, Ryley?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this album is good." And then he would post it on his story like, "Oh, the wise words of the chosen one, Ryley, have been spoken. Like, heed his warning." But you know, I joined this call completely random. All of a sudden, I'm playing Minecraft with Chris and Emby and Illy, and it's like, it's just. It's welcoming, you know. There's always like community. Community is communion, and like I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just making up random language. But basically, community isn't just made from like one person. Like, a community is, sure, everyone in a community is different, but they're there for a reason. They're there for, you know, to listen to music, to, you know, play that game, to get the special codes that give you 1,000 gems in that one Roblox game, you know? But no matter what, you're gonna have similarities, you know? There's always gonna be someone that has something similar to you. And I think that's nice. I actually can't remember. Oh yeah, just to preface this really quickly. We are not professionals in like psychology or geniusness or whatever. I could have chosen psychology for ATAR. I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought about it, so maybe that's me being psychological about psychology, who knows. But
yeah,
what we're saying isn't, like, I don't think we need a genius for anyone to tell this to someone. Like, everyone's probably heard "you're not alone" or "you can talk to anyone" a million times in their life, but it still needs to be prefaced, you know? You can always, there's always
Yeah.
people to go to, because sometimes people, even though you've heard it a million times, people can forget that, and, you know, I
Sometimes you
know
just
some
need
people,
to
oh, sorry.
hear it said,
Yeah,
just out loud.
100%. It's life, you know? And there's also good things like hobbies and whatnot. Like, what kind of hobbies do you have, Mr. Valentine? Do you have any specific things you like to do, like with your drawing and your music and whatnot?
Well, yeah, everybody knows about the Sellout Club. Everybody knows about the music. I play guitar. Um, I draw electronically and traditionally.
Hmm.
Um, I am just a very creative guy. I mean, I recently started getting back into photography and videography because I took yearbook in high school.
Hmm.
Um, I have been wanting to do more informational stuff on the Sellout Club, but I also want to do stuff like this, where it's just talking about stuff that I think matters. So a lot of it is just trying to be an uplifting person because, everybody's done shitty things in their life. Everybody has done somebody wrong. Everybody has fucked
Made a
up
mistake.
a handful of times. And I'm slowly learning that that's not all I am, but it does still kind of suck to know that you've done those things.
Yeah.
So stuff like this and stuff like everything else I do is to bring people together, is to um, just put these words out there for anybody to hear because we're throwing it out in the ether. I mean, the last fucking podcast got like what 20 views, um, but that doesn't matter. That's not why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
A lot of this is done to highlight some of the better things in life, like being a group of friends or just being uh, a a funny voice reading creepypastas.
And at the end of the day, if 20 people saw this, that would still be 20 people that I'm glad listened to it, you know? I should have recorded the visual of our little Discord profile, so whenever you talk, it shows up there, and whenever I talk, it turns green. That would have been
Well,
epic.
better for next time
Yeah, I
because
mean,
you will be back on the cast.
yeah,
I
I'm.
definitely want to have you on some creepypasta episodes because I know you come from a very new perspective as opposed to somebody like me who's a little more jaded when it
Hmm.
comes to these things. I like to have new perspectives on stuff like that because I've always been so interested in how other people view things as opposed to what my goofy ass is conjuring up.
Yeah, it's always, you know, it. The internet is so funny to me because going back on it now, or like now that I'm where I am, now that I'm 18 years old, now that it's 2026 and not, 2011 anymore, I look back on all of this stuff and I'll be scrolling and I'll randomly see a TV show that I used to watch as a kid, and it's like, only true only real Australian kids remember this one. Only the OG Australian, like it's like, um, what was it? It's this, who remembers this old Australian show? It's like this whole genre on Instagram and TikTok. It's like, guys, who remembers this old kids show that you used to watch? Is it, yeah, Australian shows we forgot about? And it's like stuff I used to watch, and I was like, this is strange, you know? I'm sitting in the forefront of this now. I used to wish I was in the era where there was the Xbox 360 and there was the live chat and all of the old times where, people said it was better. But now I'm looking back at
Yeah.
when I was born, and I was like, I'm thinking, how is there a generation that doesn't remember this? Like,
Yeah.
this is, and you can be sad about time passing. You can be sad about, your plant growing old, or your dog getting gray hair. But the more that I look at it, I'm not sad that all of these shows are being called old. I'm being happy that I was old enough to have these shows. I'm being old enough
Yeah.
that I'm able to look back on it and see that other people that are posting these, like, who remembers this show, and I check the comments and it's like, oh, this was my favorite show, this show was amazing. Like, it's really nice to just look back on that and think, huh, other people had the same experience as me. Other people thought the same thing, It's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Time will always pass.
It's so weird, It's I actually just saw a post about this or about something, and I saved it in my folder that's called "Same but Animals." Here, I'll send it to you on Instagram so you get the idea. But let's see.
Propaganda.
Let's see.
This is a visual segment. Oh, my grandmother
Yep.
called me half an hour ago. I will call her back in a bit. They're away right now, so I'm watering their
Let's say
plants.
this. The grief is never ending, but so are the strange ways love will find you again and again. So let's take that and let's apply that to just our lives now.
Grief is never ending, but so are the strange ways love will find you again and again. Yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff. Like, everyone says nothing's infinite, but I say a thing that is infinite is, say something goes wrong. My ex-girlfriend, when I was with her at the time, she's amazing. Like, we ended with perfectly, on perfectly good terms. Right person, wrong time. We had a lot going on, but she always said to me, like, why do you never get mad, or like, why, or I don't think she said that. I'm trying to find a way that I can interpret this. She was like, she can't, well, I can't remember the last time I ever cried. And she asked me, like, why? Like, when was the last time? And she's like, why are you always so positive? Like, why are you always thinking on the bright side? And I would always hold out both of my hands, and I would say, I've got 10 fingers, I've got my 10 toes, I'm still alive, so I'm alright,
Yeah.
As long as I'm here on this world, that gives me something good. That's a good thing. The fact that I can stand up, the fact that I can see, the fact that I can talk a language, the fact that I can, go outside and go for a swim, Some people don't get that. But some people, even though they can't get that, are still happy. So I should be happy, It's always good to be happy. It's never good to be sad. Sometimes it's good to be sad, because it's like reminiscing. Like, sometimes it's okay to be sad, but it's okay to be happy.
Sometimes I think nostalgia is a good example of, something can be too much, because I often indulge in it a little too hard, and I miss things that were, You do people wrong, or people think you do wrong, and they don't fuck with you anymore, and they leave. That's just how life goes sometimes. Right now, I am trying to be better. I'm trying to, evolve as a person. I'm not trying to be stagnant. And you will, as you consume nostalgia and you get lost in memories and drown in them, you will eventually start to loathe the now, which is kind of what I fell into for a bit there. So right now, I'm trying to remind myself that that I am not everything that I've done.
Yeah.
From here, I can pivot. I can change. I can be better.
Yeah.
And it might not be with the person I wanted it to be with, but that doesn't mean that everything has to stop and end right now. Maybe we'll find each other again one day. Maybe I can be the person that they thought I was.
Yeah.
And maybe I can even be better than who they thought I could be. And so I think that's also another important thing that you should throw in the mixing pot of all this thing that we've gone into at the tail end of this. But there's a lot that you can do. That's not just giving up. That's not just drowning in nostalgia and when things were quote unquote better. I'm using air quotes like an asshole. Let me throw that in there. But there's so much more than just one thing. This is all it is. There's going to be a road and there's going to be a path. It could lead you back to the same road. It could lead to a different road. But there's so many places to go that it's important that you remember everything that you do will have a positive effect on you some way. It might take a while to realize it, and it might not ever be the same, but that's okay.
Yeah, things change. Time always changes. Time's never stopping. And, you know, I sometimes think, would, would things that I do be more appealing if they were based on the things that other people do? Like, what if I tore down all the stuff in my room and I just had it plain and left it up to interpretation instead of putting up, you know, like Chainsaw Man posters and a Tyler the Creator art piece my friend made for me? But then the more I look at it, the more I realize, like, I don't have, I don't, there's a, I don't know how to say this. During my life, there have been a lot of people that have, like, pointed and prodded at me, you know,
Yeah.
you're like a nerd and stuff. But
Mm.
throughout that time, I've kind of matured, because I used to have very bad anger issues, but I feel like that mostly stemmed from, you know, I do have, what is it? What's the full thing for ADHD? Just ADHD. I have ADHD. And I hate saying that because I know people always use it as an excuse and whatnot. But it did
Yeah.
play a large role in my upbringing. And looking back on it now, I realize I don't care what people think of me. Like, I believe me, I care about constructive criticism. I care if someone tells me, you know, like, hey, like, this thing that you said, blah blah blah, or like, hey, blah blah blah, your tone might be a bit off. I completely understand that. But if someone looks at me and says, oh, this thing that you like is nerdy and boring, I don't get mad. I don't ask them why. I just say, okay, you know, all right. 'Cause that's what I've
Yeah.
been. That's what my dad's always told me to do. He said, if you don't acknowledge them, they won't acknowledge you. So I'm
Yeah.
fine with having all of this stuff up. I've got Chainsaw Man stuff in my room. I've got a little Bulbasaur, knockoff Bulbasaur Pokemon toy that my little brother gave to me the other year. Because I like that. That's me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change that just because someone tells me to. I'm not gonna switch around a poster for like a Taylor Swift one because some Taylor Swift fan got mad at me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy doing what I want, like being who I am, you know?
Mhm.
I'm content.
It's interesting that you say that because, as you said that, I looked around my room and I see just a mountain of things that my friends have given me, of how my existence and who I am is really just a reflection of the people that I've met,
Yeah.
and the things that they pardon on to me. Because I see right now in front of me, I see a framed low quality PNG of My Hero Academia, right? Like the little cast,
Yeah.
but it's crossed out and it says Demon Slayer on it because my friend knew that I fucked with Demon Slayer and he thought it would be funny.
That
I
is.
see, I see a Pikachu, a stuffed animal that I have wearing a jacket or like a hoodie
Yeah.
because that is a piece of somebody else. I see figures. I don't buy myself figures ever. I see a Super Saiyan God Goku right here that I got from my friend because they knew that I fucked with it. Um, and it is just so interesting that as I look around, I see all these things that aren't mine but are, you know.
Yeah. They're not. They're not.
So
They're not yours, but they're you. You know.
yeah, and so let's tack on to that. You being you, you being happy with you, is also you being happy with the people in your life. Gone or
100%.
people who aren't on your side anymore. People who are still on your side. Uh, it is all just a big old reflection, a kaleidoscope, a stained glass memory of everything you've done this far.
Yeah.
And we did get very sentimental around the end of this cast, but
I like it. I
A
feel the
lot of
same.
things need to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I am such a sucker. I'm a sappy little fuck. Uh, so I think that this is a pretty good place to call it. You
Yeah,
know,
I would say so as well.
we ended on a very, very high note, a very sentimental note, but I think that we've hit a lot of points that I didn't think we were going to. It started off as us talking about how we met and Squidward's suicide, and and now we're here appreciating everything that we have around us, and appreciating the people we are and the people we've had or have. And I think that it's a beautiful sign of everything that's to come between me and Ryley. I think that together we're gonna make some cool shit. I
Hell
think
yes.
that together we're gonna help formulate a community and build a bridge between the U.S. and Australia
Yep.
when the second Emu War starts.
Yep, we're gonna build the
And if
Diamond Gate
you,
Bridge. Fuck you,
yeah,
wherever it is. The Golden Gate one.
California,
California, there we go.
yeah.
The
So,
Netherite Bridge.
let's say I kind of want to. Maybe I should build an outro here. Oh, here I'll use this. Um, so join the Sellout Club today because wouldn't you rather be in the club than out of it?
Ooh. Clubber, I hardly know her.
Yeah, exactly. So
Don't
this
sell
is
out. Buy in to the Sellout Club.
that's pretty good.
And now, our
This is Ryley.rar, tan, minute maid, min
yeah.
maid, you know. What do you want to shout out? I mean, where can we find you? Because you're an unofficial part of the Sellout Club now.
Where can we find me? Well. I've got a couple things. Instagram, you can find me Ryley.rar, so RYYLEY.RAR. I post on occasion. I will say some silly things. You know, you can follow me if you want. I don't really mind. It's really nothing. On Spotify, I've got a little podcast called Smuggles Plus, where me and my friend Daniel talked about how we would survive Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It goes like an hour. It was fun. I want to make some more stuff, but that's the only thing I've got right now. I'm
Yeah.
in the process of writing some more story for a Dungeons and Dragons, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style Dungeons and Dragons campaign with my friends. So I'm gonna shout them out right now. Adam and Lockie, I love you too. We've been doing this podcast for this campaign for 3 years, and it's
Damn.
still ongoing. We're on part 2 right now, and we're hoping to maybe get it started as an audio thing. So who knows? Like, if you want to do like a one-shot thing with the Sellout crew, like, feel free to hit me up and I'll DM or something.
Oh, for
But
sure. This is not where things stop.
yeah,
We are kind of just invading your life right now. So I would love for you to get on call with some of the other members, see if y'all fuck with each other. If not, you'll be stuck with me. um, but
I'll do little
this
side
is
missions.
this is a good place to just get more of me. Get me more of me and my friends. Get some more of Ryley because he'll be on and off.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. And eventually we're gonna have the faded like vlog. I met Ryley in real life. 2028 working. You know, something like that. But
that came from the
if you got anything else, feel free.
yeah. There's just
If
one
not, we can
more.
just end it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's one more. My casting call club, which is this. It's like this online website where you do like voice acting and whatnot. I do voice acting. I do voice acting. TC Ri-Fi. We'll put them in the description. We'll put them in the description.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, there's some really cool things I've been doing with voice acting. I can get into it a bit later, maybe on another episode if you stay tuned. You'll hear the
Yeah, for sure.
behind the scenes of what it means to become a voice actor and make music. Maybe we'll do that with Mr. Valentine here.
Oh yeah, you guys have heard my voice acting skills on the Sellout Club before, so we're always looking for new stuff to do. So
Yeah.
this has been the SelloutCast episode 3, if you can believe it. This is gonna be a long one, but I think that some people will fuck with that.
Yeah, I've got 2 recordings currently. One was when we crashed, and or
Mhm.
the ending of it was my Discord crashing, and the second one is all of this. So, yeah, I'll start the editing. Let's get it going. And if anyone watching this, if you have anything you want us to talk about, if you want any guests or anything, let us know in the comments. I guess.
Yeah, if you want us to bridge the gap between Australia a little more, we can work on that.
Yeah, Q&A.
But I've never really done like outros like this. I kind of just end stuff. So I mean this is it. This has been episode 3. This has been Ryley.rar.
And
I'm
Daniel
just gonna call him
Valentine.
Riley.
What's
And
this
Daniel
episode called?
Valentine.
What are we calling this episode?
Let's see.
It's gonna be.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll come up with a couple and I'll send them to you, and we'll pick from a hat.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do
But
it. And we won't use AI. We won't use AI
no,
for the name.
definitely not.
Our
So everything we said before still applies.
Yeah.
You know, bouncing a crazy style, fuck
Consistency,
all that, whatever.
All right.
But
Later, clubbers.
yeah, that's about it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Shit, that is. Holy fuck.
That was fun.
That was a lot.